welcome to the Best Porking Friends podcast, episode 6. I'm your host, Jesi, and with us today we have Paul, Shane, and Kyle. Paul, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, this is Paul. I'm back again. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys tonight and answering some possibly difficult questions.
Hello, this is Shane, back again. Just ready for another great night with everybody.
And this
Right
is
on.
Kyle, and we're gonna do even better than we did on episode 4.
All right, let's do it. So, we all feeling good tonight? Doing good?
Feeling great?
Feeling a
Yeah.
little froggy,
Yeah? A little feisty tonight?
Feeling pretty good.
All
a little
right.
spicy.
Ready to see what comes out tonight.
All right.
Hopefully not
Well-
a full moon.
It's going to be a little tame to start.
Okay.
So, let's talk about what our current goals in life are.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Shane, why don't
we
you
never
go
started
first?
with
Okay,
Shane.
Shane.
Yeah,
last
let's
time,
start with
so-
Shane.
Well, why do we got to put me on the spot? No, it's okay.
Because we haven't yet. That's why.
Uh-huh.
Gosh, I don't really have any goals. I'll be honest. Like, I'm honestly,
Pretty content?
yeah. Like, I'm at a point in my life where like I'm just trying, like, not trying to live day to day, but like I'm just living my life day to day, getting to the next paycheck. Not really getting to the next paycheck, but like getting to like the next vacation or like the next big event that's happening in my life.
Right.
So I guess you could,
The next moment.
yeah. Like I guess you could say like a next goal I have is, the soccer team that I coach, that we make it to the national tournament again. But like I don't really do any, like I can't really make that outcome happen because yes, I'm coaching, but I can't directly make it happen. Like I can't go out there and score the goals that we need to get there. But I mean, I guess that's like the next big aspiration, I guess you could call it, that I have. I guess I do have a goal. I want to get my fucking house fixed. I'm tired of
Yeah.
dealing with a leaky roof. I'm tired of this shit. I just want it to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I want peace of mind.
Yeah, that means a lot right there, man. I've been there and done it.
So
Yeah.
that's my life goal. Get my
Alright.
house fixed.
What about you, Paul?
Well, okay, mine's pretty simplistic.
Okay.
I'm pretty pleased with where my life's at, with my career, my education, my kids. They're all doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys know, I got one as a junior in college, one a junior in high school. They're doing really good. And then I got the youngster.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 9 years till I retire, which I told you in the last episode. So this is kind of depressing, but my goal is to live until I retire 9 years, which is kind of the opposite of that guy I told you about, that book, that guest speaker, where he says to only invest in things that you can control. Don't overinvest in things you can't. You're going to lose. So I'm trying to be more positive about certain things. I can talk negative on a regular basis, a little bit of a pessimist at times. But that's really it. I want to live, retire, and enjoy my retirement. But I'm trying to focus not on thinking about retirement at this point in time. I'm more interested in what I'm going to do tomorrow
Yeah.
or next Friday.
More immediate
Not
goals.
thinking like I want to rush the next 9 years away, and try to think more short term and appreciate every single day.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Be more in the moment.
Yeah, I'm very.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm very content. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with you guys next week, or what we're going to do when we go on our float trip this year,
Hell yeah.
or looking forward to the planning the our fantasy draft party, things like that, and quit focusing on what's going to happen 2 years from now or 9 years from now. Just enjoy the moment.
Yeah. I like that.
So outside of that, I don't really have any long-term goals because I'm content with where I'm at, and I think I've exceeded expectations for me.
Yeah. Because your long-term goal will be your retirement, right?
Sure,
And what
but-
you're going to do at that point. But you're trying to be in the moment and enjoying what you're doing right
Well,
now.
This is a depressing topic for some to hear, but I'm a big fan of this piece of theory. It's not even theory; it's fact that I've heard years ago, and I repeat it all the time. So, like when we think of the concept of time, 80 years. 80 years seems like a long time, right? That's a long life. But do you know how many days 80 years is? Roughly 28,000. And 28,000 of anything is not a lot, right? So for me, even if I lived to the age of 70, and I'm a deer hunter, I've got 28 more deer seasons. If I'm a gardener, I only get to plant 28 more gardens. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to stop thinking about things outside of my control. Don't worry about time and concept, and just enjoy the days that I do have. So even when I'm at work and I'm having a bad day, I'm just trying to like, just enjoy today, enjoy this hour, enjoy whatever it is, this minute, and find more enjoyment in mundane things, if that
Yeah.
makes sense, instead of taking them for granted and trying to rush my way through my day.
Yeah.
Yes, your work day, everybody wants to get off work and go home, but you're just rushing your life away,
Yeah.
you know? So,
But that's more of an optimistic view.
yeah, I'm trying to
Looking
be
at it that way.
more
Yeah.
like that.
Trying to be more positive.
Instead of being like, I just want to get to retirement. I
Yeah.
just want to get the hell out of this place.
Kind of like
And-
wishing your life away
yeah,
almost.
yeah. I mean, it's like that movie, right? With Adam Sandler. Where, Click.
Click.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the next
Oh
thing you
my
know, he's laying
gosh.
on his deathbed.
I know.
And
that
and then
movie.
I think that is exactly what that movie's meant to represent, is
Uh-huh.
that people just constantly wish for the next thing. They wish for the next thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to be successful, and they want to raise their family, and they want to get to retirement. But before you know it, your time's up on this planet.
And you've taken what you have for granted.
And you can't take nothing with you when you leave this planet. So what you have means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy your money and your time with your family versus material objects.
Mm-hmm.
So when it
Yeah.
comes to things like this and spend times with you guys, this is great. When it comes to time, or it comes a time where I want to make an investment on little things in life that are something to me, then I'm willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how small it is or
Yeah.
how big it is.
Yeah.
It matters to me.
Because you get
I
to
don't care
enjoy
about
it.
the fancy vehicles. You know that. I drive old beater truck and with holes in the fenders and stuff like that. I don't care about that. Now, there will be time I have to replace it because I have to replace it because it's going to quit running. I'll be pushing it. But outside of that, as long as people are safe and my family's healthy, I care about nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
So with that, slight tangent. A guy that I follow on Instagram, his name is on Instagram is Hubs Life, HUBS.life. And he's becoming really popular because he, like, you know, social media, like, you know, is glorifies like everything that's happening. Like, oh, you always want bigger and better. You know, kind of like opposite what you're saying. Like, you're wanting to live in the moment. And his Instagram page is about how he lives a very normal life. He works 9 to 5. He comes home from work. What does he do? He just sits on the couch with his wife and he drinks a beer. He's wanting to normalize the norm. And I started following him about 2 months ago, and I just love all his content that he makes because it's very simplistic. It's nothing extravagant. It's like, this is what I do. This is my daily thing. He gets up, he showers, he takes his dog for a walk, he comes home, he drinks a shake, and that's it. There's no glitz and glam about it. And he's really just getting to the point of like, I love my normal life.
Yeah, you enjoy what you enjoy.
And he never does he say like oh, you know, like he just today he posted about how he was going to California for his brother's wedding, and he's like, yeah, we went to California.
Yeah,
nothing crazy about it.
Well, you know, that time concept I was talking about, like, it's not my time concept. I heard this from somebody else at one point in time in my life, and I don't remember when. But, you know, when we're young, 0 to 18, it feels like every year is an eternity.
Oh my gosh.
Those
yes.
365 days every year feel like forever.
That's
And
true.
then you get in your 20s and 30s and it goes a little faster. Well, then when you hit 40, it's like something clicks in your brain where you realize you have less days on this planet than you have, you know, less than you've already lived, you know. And
It's scary.
so the clock starts going down. It's kind of like if I took a jar of marbles with 28,000 marbles and every day I moved one over, and all of a sudden you're starting to get here, and now this is down here, and all of a sudden it's lopsided, and you're just watching your days go down. You look at it like that, it's a little depressing, but it can
Yeah.
also be an opportunity to enjoy what you do have and appreciate every morning that you wake up. You know, it's like, how many Sundays do you got left? How many Sundays are there in a year, Kyle? You got 52 Sundays.
Sundays.
Times 28 years if I'm lucky to get to 70. That's not a lot of freaking Sundays I have left to enjoy
Whatever you
the
do on
life
Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whether it's church, which we do go to sometimes, or just sleeping in. That's where I have a problem. I love sleeping in, but it's just wasted hours of my life.
Yeah.
And the reason I want to retire as young as I am and I enjoy the opportunities because exactly that reason. You know what I mean? We spend more time at work or sleeping than we do with our loved ones and our friends. You know what I mean? Your 16 hours a day is gone.
Like
If
working
you're
your life
lucky, it
away.
might be more than
Yeah.
that. Plus drive time and preparation to get ready for work. So let's say 18. Now you got 6 quality hours with your people.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get off that depressing tangent.
What about you, Kyle?
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of it a little bit. I do have financial goals like house repairs and things like you said, and my van is getting close to where you have to push it, you know. But I think my real goal for the last few years has been to stop living life ashamed of the things that I do sometimes, or things that are, you know, my dark side, you know, the things that you wouldn't normally want to tell people, right? I grew up in a, you know, conservative Christian, fairly repressive, fairly, you know, you follow the rules, and if you don't, then you're a sinner. You go to hell. You're whatever, right?
You shamed your family.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. And in the last couple of years, you know, I basically said, fuck all that, right?
Trying to let it go.
And it's not as simple as just flipping a switch. But, you know, and it's not that I've changed my values, really.
You changed your perspective.
But, you know, I can admit that I'm not perfect and admit that this idea of what people think I should be isn't what I need to be, right? And so, and you know, trying to change how you were raised and make it, you know, just be the person that you want to be, that feels right to you. It's hard to not feel ashamed because if, you know, what if my mom finds out and then she'll feel ashamed of me? You know, what if the
Yeah.
community finds out that I'm on some podcast with a bunch of degenerates, you know,
Hey.
Wow.
Right?
Thanks.
which I'm including myself in. So, because I love you guys, but, so I'm trying to get rid of shame. That's my goal, is to just
Shed it.
get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, the whole thing is everybody on this planet's a sinner.
sure.
Yeah.
And so, you still have to have principles. You still have to have integrity and things, morals.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. Some of them are on purpose, and at the end of the day, you're like, "Damn it, I shouldn't have done that." But I appreciate what you're saying, and we all go through the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Even
I
if you're not
struggle with
from a
that
strict,
too.
even if you're not from a strict family, we all have moral dilemmas. You know, so we all feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
And
I definitely do.
And
Oh,
on
yeah.
top of that, to not only shed my own shame, but try to keep myself from causing shame to other people.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't want to judge others.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And my wife would tell you that I'm pretty judgmental, and that may be true in a lot of ways. I try not to be, but when you worked in a prison for 11 years and you see a lot of terrible things happen to people, and you see other people doing the same things or similar things, I can pass judgment pretty quick because they're displaying qualities of the the personnel I work with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something I need to work on as well. And I think I've gotten better emotionally and spiritually in the last 2 years. I still have my demons, but I appreciate you sharing that, and I think everybody can say they experience the
Oh,
same
for
thing.
sure. Yeah. I do the excuse me. I do the same thing. And I've been trying to be better about that too, Kyle. Like trying to not be as hard on myself, and sometimes over the stupidest things, you know. You know, most mundane things, it seems. Goals for me, yeah, we, you know, got financial goals, repairs of the house, you know, trying to be debt free, all that stuff.
Which is impossible.
It really is. Financial freedom,
Sometimes,
you have
yeah.
to have millions of dollars to be
Yeah.
financially free.
It's
that
impossible to be middle class and debt free.
yeah.
That's impossible.
is. I mean, you can pay off the house you have. The ridiculous thing about financial freedom to me is the fact that you're taxed on the property you already paid tax on an annual basis. You know what I mean? Like it's a never ending cycle. You literally rent the ground from the country to live in the house and land that you purchased and pay taxes on. You pay tax on the tax you already been taxed on.
And
Well,
you
It don't
pay
make no
taxes on
damn
the-
sense.
Welcome to the social contract.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
I know.
You also pay taxes on the money that you earned that's already taxed.
I mean, I appreciate me and Katie's situation outside of our recent medical expenses because I save a lot of money. I don't know if you guys know about that know that about me, but I don't spend a lot. We don't finance anything. I have a mortgage. Everything else is utilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't finance shit. Now, I will finance a vehicle or something from time to time for a short period of time and pay it off as soon as possible, but I don't like to pay interest. It's just
I love
giving that
0%
money.
financing stuff.
Yeah.
I'll use that because
You-
that helps me float. I feel secure if my bank account is at
Yeah.
a certain level.
Yeah, you
right?
know, I feel
Yes.
broke if it drops below a
Right.
certain level.
But
Yeah.
if I use that 0% financing, then it's like,
Free
okay,
money.
that's all right. I'll
Free
just
money.
keep that. And it's
You're actually making money because you're leaving your money where it belongs
and it's
getting
earning.
interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that to piggyback on that, unrelated, but a couple of years ago when we bought the new house, 3 years ago this year, we bought a new mower. I looked around, see who had the best deal. Bad Boy was giving you 5 years, 0% interest. I was paying my dad $200 a month to mow my yard. I bought the Bad Boy.
That's a lot.
I bet, $50 a mow once a week. I mow twice a week,
True,
and I
true.
only bought my Bad Boy for $100 a month,
Yeah.
and it's already almost mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
paid for
paying less
itself.
than I paid Dad. You know, it's ridiculous. Damn, you're right, Kyle. The 0%.
It's where
It's
it's at.
intriguing. It gets you. It hook you in.
That's what I try to
I
do.
grab it all the time.
That shit reeled me in like a fish, bud.
I got a stack of credit cards that I've used just for 0% interest payments.
That's a hook, line, and sinker. It'll get you every time.
I've
Jesse,
been-
you weren't quite done on your other
well,
one.
We're going to
Yeah, I was
keep
just-
interrupting you, though.
it's okay. I was just gonna add, and this maybe get a little deep for me, but I've been trying to figure out my personal goals because I'm kind of at this new like transitional era of my life where,
Empty nest.
yeah, we're real close to empty nest, and the kids don't really need us as much, and they're going, and doing their adulting things, and now what do I do with myself?
Now you
like
enjoy your time with your husband.
Well, and when we do, like we have our date nights for grocery shopping. I know that sounds silly, but
No, it doesn't
we've
sound
turned
silly. I
it.
totally do it with Sarah.
Yeah,
We
we've turned
love
it
to eat
into a
food.
date night, so we go out to eat and we go get our groceries and we do other things together. But for my me time, there are hobbies that I like to do, but I haven't figured out what I want to fill my time with yet. Because I spent pretty much my entire life taking care of my children or someone else.
You know what I'd like to see from you?
What?
I'd like to see you go back to school and get your master's in psychology and be a psychologist
So what's funny about that? This is kind of a tangent off of that.
or a psychiatrist, whatever.
Do
I don't think I want to go back to school, but that is actually what I started going to school for whenever I graduated high school. I was going for child psychology. Like that's what I started at the community college with. And life happened, got married, had kids. And then because the job that I was in at the time was more business related, I went to business school, and that's what my bachelor's was in, or is in. But I've had people tell me, like, you should go back to school and be a lawyer, or, like, because I love the true crime stuff and I, have a mind for law things. But I just can't see myself going back right now. Actually, so the one thing that I have thought about as a goal, and that I plan on doing this more near like retirement, is getting my real estate license.
I've thought about that too.
Yeah.
It'd be a pretty chill. I think
Mm-hmm.
side hustle.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Like-
thing about college at our age, and I'm going to use this loosely because some of us are not as old as me.
But I
Shane's-
am.
Shane's like 7 years younger.
And I'm close.
But the way I think about education and the expense, or braces, even braces, you think about it as an investment, right? And you want to reap the rewards of the investment. Well, the older we get, the less time we have to reap the benefit of the investment and get our money back, and then some, right? So if I would go to medical school at my age and I graduate and I become a doctor, now I'm 52 years old. I don't have any time to reap the benefit of that before maybe something catastrophic happens to me and my family's set with a debt, right? So the same thing with braces. If I get braces when I'm 18 versus the time I get braces at 42.
I got the braces anyway.
I know you did. And I probably will too.
And I guess that was a goal that I was actually able to complete for myself because I had always wanted them.
I always want them too because my bottoms are crowded. But when I was, it's probably been 10, 12 years ago, I got all my wisdom teeth pulled. They came in straight, but my mouth's too crowded. So in order to get the braces, and we were on Katie's insurance at the time, I had to get all my wisdom teeth pulled to make room to get the separation I needed. Well, that was in December. January, insurance changed. No longer covering adult orthodontia. So therefore, no braces, even though I had my consults and all that crap and I had teeth removed. And it was easy. It was easy. He pulled off 4 in the office in like 20 minutes. Not a big deal. So then when I got my job, I took a specific dental plan separate from family plan for myself that covered adult orthodontia. Well, I've been there for 11 years and I have not got braces. And now it's like, I'm 42. The dentist tells me himself, he's like, you're not going to keep them forever. You know what I mean? You're getting older. So at what point is too old to worry about
Your teeth.
something so superficial as your
Cosmetic.
teeth?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It
it's
depends on what makes you
superficial.
happy, though,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'd feel more secure.
Sarah
about
got
myself.
braces because it made her happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd feel
Same.
more secure about myself, but I would want to do something like Jesi did with Invisalign, and I don't know if that would work for somebody like me that's so crowded in the front on my bottom teeth.
I
you know?
thought mine were crowded, but he said they were just turned. They weren't actually crowded,
Yeah.
so they were able to move pretty easily.
Well, Paul,
6 months, dude. I'm almost done.
But in any general investment, education, our bodies, whatever, it's what you think is enough time to reap the benefit of it. And if you're 50 years old and you want to get liposuction and you're like, and I want to do all this cosmetic work, it has to make financial sense for me to live long enough
Yeah.
to reap the benefits of it and get some return.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
It
that's
don't
how I
matter what
feel
the
about the
investment
going
is.
back to school thing because I don't
Exactly.
want to I don't want to have additional debt.
People
when we're
a-
trying to be debt free.
I hear you. People ask me all the time, why don't I go back to be a mid-level practitioner, whether, a nurse practitioner or physician assistant? It's like, well, at this point in my life, I'm not leaving my current position because I'm already invested in my retirement, right? Well, if I go back to school and do something like that, it's going to be after I retire. Well, at the age of 52, by the time I'd finish the program, let's say 54, 55 years old, and I start practice, how am I going to recoup my investment when I'm only making $30,000 a year more? Because the master's program for that is pretty pricey.
Let me just give you 3 words about the braces that might just tip you over to go get them. 0% financing.
0% is pretty enticing.
Just saying. That's how we're paying for Katie's.
Tell me where, Kyle.
And when Katie's are done, I'm sure Samantha will be ready for hers. And so
I need a referral.
Ours, like mine, isn't hitting our budget either because Joel had money saved up on his HSA.
Uh-huh.
So, and my insurance covers adult orthodontia. So, well, like
Ish.
with the
ish.
yeah,
It's the same insurance as mine. So no.
it's an amount, but
It's $1,500.
but yeah, it's 50.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
good.
United Concordia, which covers 50% or 50 or 75% for adult orthodontia. I just haven't done it because
That's
I don't
really
know.
good.
Yeah, I just don't. Like
That's
I said,
great.
I prefer.
Do it now.
Yes, do it.
I know. I
Before
Do
it,
it.
before it goes
Do
away.
it.
Do it.
all I hear is. I
Do it.
prefer Invisalign, for my line of work and my age and things like that.
That's what
I
I
don't
was
want
at, yeah.
brackets and all that metal crap in my face.
I didn't either.
But I don't know if my mouth is suitable with my
Well,
crowding on the
All you
bottom.
gotta do is
Get-
go in
get a
for a
consult.
free consult.
Yeah.
There's,
get a
one,
consult.
there's only one way you can do it.
I'm gonna get a fucking console.
Hey,
And you know what? Dentist in town, he's doing mine.
I don't. Which
I
one?
don't even.
Dr. L?
the gentle dentist.
Dr. L.
I don't go to Dr. L.
Well, I like him, and he has done my entire procedure because I have minor adjustment. If it was like a major adjustment,
He
he
would
would send
refer
you,
you to someone
an
else like
So-
he did to
orthodontist.
Katie.
Even
Yeah.
when I went before I had
Yeah.
the wisdom teeth removed and had my consultation, they're like, you're gonna need your top palate expanded and all this stuff. And I'm not
He does
sure.
palate expanders.
It's probably changed though.
I don't want a palate expander at 42 years
because
old.
Samantha's got one right now.
It's probably changed though because there's a lot of people that went to consults like that like a long time ago and were told one thing and they're being told something completely different
Because
now.
even though my top palate is the one that needs expanding, that's my
Well-
straight teeth, right?
Mm-hmm.
The palate expander won't
bottom.
work on adults actually so much
Well, that's what they wanted to do, and
According to
I was an adult
Dr.
at the
L.
time.
Not
because
anymore,
you haven't
Paul.
totally like Samantha hasn't totally formed everything like hasn't set. So
Yeah.
that's
Not, I mean, and
Katie
I don't,
had it too. So
I don't want to look like a caveman either with a deformed face when they expand my palate.
No, it wouldn't be like that.
People ask me all the time because my canines stick out right here on my bottom lip, and then I have crowded teeth in the middle. They're like, "Do you have a dip in?" I'm like, "I don't dip. What are you talking about? That's my freaking teeth, you asshole."
Paul, I'll just say this. Just go for it.
Yeah,
My
just
brother's
do it.
older than you, and he has them right now, and he thinks it's a great idea.
Dude, I wanted to 15 years ago. I should have done it a long time ago. Now it's like,
You
will
can
I
still do it.
Will I reap the benefit? What if I die in 5 years?
But that's
Then
5
you die.
years you
die with-
enjoyed it.
So you die with straight teeth.
Yeah, dude.
Nobody cares
know
about
what?
teeth when you're dead.
Listen, when you're in your casket, you tell them, you put my fucking mouth open whenever I'm in there. I
Yeah,
want all
you
my
make-
teeth showing.
I want to smile like that cat in Alice in Wonderland.
That's right.
stick
I
that
wanna be
right in your-
Cheshire Cat in my
put
casket.
it right in your will. Put it right in your will.
Yep. You better show these fucking teeth.
I want to terrify everybody at my funeral.
Look at him. He's so happy.
I think you should do it. I don't, regardless of your thought of, oh, I might be dead in 5 years. Who cares?
Yeah.
Well,
Just
like
do
I
it.
said, the
Enjoy
longer,
it.
If
the
it's going to
longer-
make you happy, just do it.
the
You,
older
you might have been dead in 5 years, 15 years ago, right? I
right,
mean,
right.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I might be dead.
Stop
Yeah.
using that as a crutch, Paul.
You're
And
right.
Go
there's,
for it.
there's
I
things
agree.
that they can do because they actually shaved some of my teeth down.
I thought
To
so. You
help
kind of
them-
look vampirish.
Yeah, to help them move. So
Mm.
there's things they can do.
No, I should do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm waiting on.
if you want to, right? I mean, that's
I do.
Yeah.
I've always
Yes.
been insecure about my bottom palate and
Yeah.
my teeth, and I don't know why we're talking about this.
We're not
Brought
peer
it up, but-
pressuring you. We're
It's
just,
all right.
giving you friendly advice.
We're just talking about goals.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of your
my,
goals.
my stepsister, she wouldn't even smile for pictures with her mouth open
I didn't much either.
because she was self-conscious about her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And then she finally got braces as an adult, a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
And now she never smiles without her mouth open because she just has so much more confidence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always pretty confident to smile and show you my upper teeth, but it's when people are looking directly at me that I try to guard and talk in a certain way as to where you can't see my bottom teeth because those
Yeah.
are the ones that are super crowded.
Yeah.
And I find myself guarded. And so as soon as the conversation of teeth comes up when I'm talking to somebody, because I work in medical and I work with dental, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They start talking about teeth, and I'm like looking away and kind of guarding
Yeah.
myself from them.
Yeah. I was like that
oh,
too.
these pills need to be sorted over here.
Yeah. Well,
Kidding,
mine,
Paul. Love
you
you.
know,
I love you too, man.
mine weren't terrible. My bottoms were kind of like yours, kind of
Overlapping
rough.
and crowded.
Yeah. But my two front ones had the overlap. And it was really noticeable for me because, you know, I'd had them since they come in like that. But not many other people even realize that they were there like that. But I also was very strategic in photos. If I was smiling with my teeth, I would turn a certain way so the shadow wasn't on the crossover, you know?
You know, and it sucks to say, but like when we were younger, and it sounds like a boomer, but close to it. My parents were broke. They didn't have dental insurance. I never went and saw a dentist till I became an adult and
Yeah.
had my own insurance and went for my own, you know, other than going in the army, they make you go through a little quick screening through dental to make sure you don't have any abscess or infections or things like bad teeth that they need to repair before you enlist. But back then, I mean, only the kids that were
They had money.
pretty blessed got to go and get braces. You know,
Yeah.
my cousins, Corey and Kevin, they both had braces. But
Yeah.
their mom and dad had really good insurance. Dad was a state employee, made really good money, and they had that opportunity. Like I said, I've never been to the eye doctor to this day. I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
it's what we're brought up with.
It was kind of like that
Kinda
for me
accept
too.
the
My
situation
mom
you're in.
had insurance. Like we would go to the dentist, and there was even a moment where they talked about trying to do braces for me, but it was going to be so expensive that my mom couldn't do it. So because we weren't made of money either, so it was like, okay, we're just not getting them.
I'd say based
So
on my diet.
once I got to the point in my life where I could just do it on my own, after I put one of my kids through braces, I was like, I think it's my turn. Like, I think I can do this. And I mean, 40 or not, I'm doing it anyway.
Good for you. I'd say based on my diet and oral hygiene is a compliment to myself that I still have teeth.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
have nice teeth.
That's what they tell me. The dentist. It's like, how do you still have good teeth?
Uh-huh.
I will say,
Those shits should be gone. You shouldn't have fronts no more.
as my brother also says, he loves to go to the dentist, which I look at whenever he says that. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But then he says, because it's the only, other than eye doctors, which he doesn't really count as doctors, but they are doctors. But regardless, he says he loves going to the dentist because it's going to be a black or white answer. It's either going to be like, yes, you have good teeth, or dude, you fucked up. You got to get some work done.
Mm-hmm.
Is this R?
Yes.
Yeah,
you
but
can say
He,
it.
he always was a little weird.
You can
like
just
that.
say Russell.
Russell.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he
And there's no we need to look into this deeper.
Yeah.
They know whether something's wrong or not.
Yeah.
And they know what to fix or not to fix.
And that's
it's
why-
not like a guessing game.
and that's why he loves it, because he's like, it's going to be a finite answer. It's going to be one or the other, and they know exactly what to do. It's not like, oh, well, it looks like you have a lump on your shoulder, but we don't actually know what it is, so we might need to
So we run all
biopsy.
these
I
other
think-
crazy
Get you
tests.
MRI, and it's just
Yeah.
like, he's like,
I
"Nah, screw that."
appreciate the liking the finite answer. I think liking to go to the dentist is
He did, well, I wouldn't.
You know what's funny about this conversation?
He likes the answers.
Yes, he likes
Yeah.
how he knows he'll go in there and he'll get
It's definitive.
yes.
You know
And
what's
he
funny about
wants
this
to go back
conversation?
to other than having to get stuff done.
What's funny about this conversation to me, from a medical standpoint, okay, so is that we've gone on about teeth for a long time.
Yeah, probably too long.
And I don't know why. I have no idea. But the thing about teeth is people neglect them. They get terrible issues, gingivitis, gum disease, abscess. They have terrible cavities, broken teeth, things that go on way too long. They get into the bone. Well, what's right here in your gums and in your bone is a blood vessel, right? And that blood vessel circulates. And what's close to the teeth is your brain. And it can cause problems up here, but it can also cause vegetation on your heart valves. So people neglect their teeth, but they're neglecting their heart at the same time. It's crazy because it
Wow.
can cause other issues throughout your body just from a damn tooth
Paul,
that they
you-
neglected.
You're getting too real right now. I got a chipped tooth right now. I got an appointment with a dentist.
You better get in
now
there,
I feel like we
Shane.
need to
I
all make
am.
a appointment with a
I'm
dentist.
getting ready to buy a water flosser.
I'm in there
like,
all the
dude,
time.
Hey,
all
Shane,
you're doing is
you know what vegetation on your heart valves does? Nothing positive. It's probably too late, bud.
it's okay. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. It's whatever.
You're green like a leaf, bud.
Whatever.
You know you're in the dentist a lot whenever he says, "Didn't I just see you?" Because that's what my dentist said to me not long ago. It was my last visit. and I'd come in for my cleaning in between my ortho checkups. And he's like, weren't you just in here? I'm like, yeah, I was in here last week for my regular cleaning. He's like, oh, okay.
My because of my situation, my crowding, I'm sure my hygienist hates me. Because I bet it takes her 3 times as long as any
No.
other patient.
No, because my
No,
hygienist never said
No,
anything
there-
about mine
Lots
either.
of patients have.
Yeah.
Worse than
Crowded
you.
teeth.
I'm sure
And they all,
worse.
and there's going to be people worse than you.
Yeah.
She's like, let me
For
cancel
sure.
3 appointments. Paul's coming in.
Oh,
Oh, stop.
no.
All right, let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's talk about books. We all read, right, in this room?
I don't read books.
We all know how to read.
I read text
I read
messages.
books when it's necessary for medical information.
Okay, well, maybe you'll have some
Educational
insight
purposes
on
only.
a previous book.
Textbooks.
Otherwise, articles and magazines only for me.
You
Yeah.
know, this sounds like these books you're talking about have an impact.
Well, for fun,
Mm-hmm.
I keep a medical encyclopedia in my locker at work.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And people think I'm joking at work sometimes when I'm like, oh, I keep a medical encyclopedia in my locker in case I get bored. But I literally do read it. And for the first 10 years I was in Bureau, I spent several hours reading that same medical encyclopedia.
Well, I feel like that book has done Paul really good.
Uh-huh.
I think that book's probably helped you to where you can retire in 9 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a PA one time. He wasn't a PA, he's a nurse practitioner, but he worked for the same prison system I work at. And he was questioning me about something. I don't know if you guys know what BMP is, right? But it stands for brain natriuretic peptide. And he's like,
yeah,
give
I
me
totally knew that.
well, he's
Yeah,
giving,
totally.
he's
Yeah.
giving me a hard time. He's like, but you probably don't even understand that concept. But I'm like, dude, I was an ICU nurse, man. I know exactly what that means. And the textbook answer is it's a 32 amino acid polypeptide secreted by the ventricles in response to the excessive stretching of the cardiomyocytes. That's why it's a good measurement for CVP or central venous pressure or preload. So we use it to determine your level of cardiac or congestive heart failure. And he just shut the fuck up and walked out. But if you look it up, that is the exact definition of BMP.
I believe you because it sounds like you just read straight out of the
BMP.
dictionary.
It could be brain natriuretic peptide or natriuretic peptide B.
Yeah.
Just so the listeners know, like the three of us were watching Paul explain this. I had my mouth open, like, what the hell's going on? Jesse was fully enthralled, and Kyle was like, okay, you go.
I
You
totally.
get this?
I was just saying, I totally knew that.
Yeah.
Just like I said.
Man, I tell you what, that encyclopedia helped. The encyclopedia
I think
helped
you
me.
have it in your head.
But
the
the-
encyclopedia is in your brain.
It is, and but just working ICU helps you a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a book that has clearly changed your life.
Yeah.
Well, no, I had a lot of free time at one time in my life, and that's what I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have that knowledge.
If I'm gonna
Even if I
read-
read it, I wouldn't have that knowledge.
If it's
Oh,
something,
I couldn't absorb it like that.
Impacted your life.
Yeah.
if you read
I love it.
something for a purpose, it means you enjoy it. Which I don't enjoy reading for fun. It's usually either educational or something like a hobby, like hunting or sports. So I like ESPN, I like Sports Illustrated, and I like Outdoor Life or Field and Stream. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay.
And outside of that, it's educational stuff.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Or articles online. But I don't read book series. Katie
I like
reads
to
books.
read.
I do not.
The books I enjoy are true crime books, and I love John Grisham. He's my favorite because he's an ex-lawyer. But actually, I would say mine is more textbook related too, as far as most impactful. Because I remember when I went to college the first time, I was taking psychology and also philosophy. And those were my two favorite classes because they both make you think about things. Psychology, was really important to me because that's what I was going to school for. But philosophy, I really enjoyed, and those books were impactful because it made me think outside of the box.
Sure.
Because we had to come up with theories and kind of explanations on how we were interpreting something rather than just what's written, and that just made me think a whole different way. So that had a lot of impact on me, I think.
I really wish I remembered the last like book I read. I have no idea.
No idea.
No freaking idea.
Don't worry, I'll throw a curveball.
I
at
guarantee it
I-
was not. It was when I was in the or no, it had to be in college. But I don't know what book it would have been. I have no freaking idea. No books.
What's your curveball, Shane?
So I don't read books either. However, I went to the library, got myself a library card, and now I just use it to listen to audiobooks. And I love audiobooks because you can download them or you can check them out and have them on your phone. So like for a while, I was sitting there while I was working, listening to audiobooks. So I went through all the Roald Dahl books. So I listened to BFG, Willy Wonka, like all of those. I listened to all of them.
But that's awesome. But that's not reading.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It
It's a
is
curveball.
reading. Audiobooks count as reading for sure.
No.
Absolutely, it does.
If I listen
You're getting
to
the story.
a podcast, is that reading?
I didn't say a podcast. I said an audiobook.
Audio means you're listening to it. You're not
To
reading
a book.
it.
Book.
But you're not reading it.
I
It's-
kind of agree with you, Paul.
Reading is an
it's-
active
It's a
ability.
curveball. If I'm
It's-
I'm
Yeah.
having to check it out.
Reading requires you to actively read, or
You're-
you're,
you're being-
listening.
I'm
You're
going to
not
say
reading
something
it.
that sounds really weird coming from me. You're being too literal, man. it's the book. You're taking in the contents
I
of the
listen
book.
to a book. You can say that. I'm fine with it, Kyle. I respect
I-
listening to a book, but
It's
that
an
is not
audiobook.
reading.
It's not reading to
Well,
me either.
I don't care. I'm using it as my curveball.
Go
I
for it.
prefer
It's all right,
to-
Shane. I
I
got your
re-
back.
I prefer to read my books with my ears. You ever
Okay,
heard
so-
somebody
so
say
you're
some
gonna-
shit
so
like
you're
that? No.
You're being too literal.
It's okay. We can agree to disagree. But anyway,
I respect it, and that's cool. I like to listen more, and I like to read. That's why I watch movies. You know what I mean?
but that's the thing. Like, if I try to read, the reason why, if I try to read a book, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Or get a headache.
Nah, I don't really get headaches, but
Yeah,
other
you
people
fall
might. Other people
asleep.
might. But for me, I read it. I get maybe 5 pages in, and I'm knocked out.
Me too.
I can't do that. Like whenever I was younger, like Harry Potter came out whenever I was in 7th grade. I read the fuck out of those books. Every 5 minutes I had available in school, I would be reading. Oh, I have my homework done for the day. Open up my book and start reading.
You got a book report due. You can't stay awake to finish the book, right?
Yeah.
I got way. I'm same way.
I got in trouble because I was reading too much. And like legit, my mom was like, "What'd you get in trouble?" I was like, "I was reading when I wasn't supposed to be reading." And she looked at me like,
What?
"Are you?" Yeah, because my mom also was the librarian at one time.
Uh-huh.
So trust me, like it was really.
But if you're not interested in something, that's gonna put you to sleep anyway.
True.
I don't fall asleep listening or reading ESPN or article in Outdoor Life magazine, nothing like that. That's something that actually intrigues me.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at because
Yeah.
the books that I read that I really enjoyed were Ready Player One.
Mhm.
I mean, they made a movie out of it.
That was a good movie.
Great movie. Books,
movie.
obviously the cliche phrase,
Book's better.
the book's better than the movie.
Is it really though?
Yes.
100% better.
You read that book too,
Yes.
Paul.
Shane and I were working together at Ascendant when the movie came out, and then I had to read the book, and I think you had just read
Yeah.
the book too. So it totally is.
Ready
And
Player
and the
One
movie's good. The movie is good,
really impressed me.
but
I'm-
the book is just better. But just like Joel will tell you, the book is always better. So
and
It
and
is. The movies are easier and take less of my time,
and
and I get 90%.
There's a
of it.
reason why this topic was asked when he's not on this podcast.
the other part of it is with that I'd also read that there's like, oh, there's a sequel to Ready Player One, Ready Player Two, and I was like, I gotta read this. I gotta check it out. It is. I'm looking forward to the movie because what happens in the book just blows my mind of how they're gonna make this into the movie. Given yes, there were, creative liberties given for Ready Player One, which I get. Though there were absolutely given creative liberties for Ready Player 2, but it's amazing. Like Paul, when it comes out, I guarantee you're gonna love it.
It's called what?
Ready Player 2.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was coming out.
They're working on
they're
it.
working on it. We should all go.
Man,
together.
That
It's
would
a-
be fun.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you only one little spoiler. It has to do with Prince.
There's no
Really?
spoilers. I've read it.
you know what's funny?
Okay, good ball.
I mean,
He read a book.
Since you brought up books and movies, I'm
I
not.
should actually clarify. I listen to it on an
Oh, yeah.
audiobook.
I mean,
I
it's totally
just-
legal.
I just-
to reading.
I love movies because there's a start and finish. I've told you guys that before. I like being able to start something and complete it in one night. But now some of these shows that are coming out these days, they're giving you a longer experience per episode, right? It's not like 20 minutes and then 10 minutes of commercials. You get to watch a full 45-minute episode and you can go right into the next one. It feels like a continuous movie, only it's a
The
marathon.
binge watching.
Man,
Yeah.
I love it.
I know.
Like
I
we
love
were
it
talking
too.
the other day how we liked what's that new one? Fallout?
Oh,
Oh, I
Dude.
watched the first episode of
It's on
Fallout
my
the other
list.
day.
Me and Katie's
It's
watched.
on my list. I
I
haven't started it yet.
I
was-
think we watched 6 or 7 episodes already.
Yeah.
It's intense. The first episode was intense.
They're all pretty good. There's
Are they?
one episode that's super slow, and I'm like, dude, this started off, and for 5 episodes it was action packed.
I think I fell asleep in one of those.
And I was like,
'cause-
what the hell? This is slow as can be.
Oh.
There's nothing happening. But the
So-
show in general is fantastic. And I think this is I haven't watched this far, and I don't want to spoil anything.
So maybe we don't go there then.
I'm going down this road. You
Oh.
can't stop
So,
me.
Careful.
so this is
Wait,
a
Careful.
this is
wait.
a spoiler alert.
So Walton, what's his name? That plays Ghoul?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
I
about.
want to watch it. Don't spoil it.
I'm
for
not.
Me.
It's just a
I
character.
believe that
Okay.
Ghoul,
Uncle Baby Billy.
yeah, Uncle Baby Billy. I believe his heart is going to come back, and he's going to end up being a good guy.
We'll find out.
Kind of like Uncle Baby Billy.
I think he's going to end up being a good guy that helps
Good joke.
the other good people on the show, if that makes any
We'll see.
sense, without ruining the show for people.
We'll see.
But the show is definitely good. Was it The Last of Us?
Yes, that
That's
was
when we
Oh,
discussed last
yeah,
time
Last
with
of Us is good.
the fungus and the
the
Yeah.
clickers. Yeah.
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 Cordyceps.
Great show. Is that
Yes.
coming back out?
I think.
I hope
they,
so.
I think they're working on a season 2. I can't remember.
Man, it better come back out. That was a great show.
I can't
And that
remember.
last episode was intense.
There is a second.
Yeah.
There is a second game. So I believe there is. I think they're working on it.
Well, they wouldn't end it like
They
the
could.
game wouldn't end like it did, where they just come out of the ground and just terrorize and murder like 50 people, and then the movie's over or the game's over. There's
Maybe.
got to be a continuation of that.
We'll see.
We'll see.
There's got to be.
All right, I got to make
Kyle,
a
what's
comment.
your
I need
book?
to go back and make a comment before I tell you my book.
Okay.
Okay.
Paul, you said that you like to watch the movies or the shows because you can see it all in one day.
Uh huh.
And I just have to say, what makes you think that a book cannot be read all in one day?
No. The difference is the less time that I have to consume my day with to watch from start to finish. So I can watch. Okay, for example, I can watch.
Harry Potter.
I can watch the Lord of the Rings movie, which is 3 hours long, in 3 hours. Can I read a Lord of the Rings book in 3 hours? I cannot. Can you?
Well, I'm just going to say this.
He's gonna say you can listen to it.
Nope, I'm not going to say I can listen to it.
Because those are like 8 hours.
Those
gonna
people
say-
cannot read that long, that fast either.
I'm going to say this. The 5th Harry Potter book
Uh-huh.
and the 6th and the 7th, but the 5th one because it's the longest. Sarah and I went to a midnight purchase of that book,
I did too.
and we both read the same copy of that book in the same 24 hours.
That's
start
awesome.
to finish.
But you invested 24 freaking hours
I'm just
into that
saying,
book.
when it's worth it, it's worth it. And so,
I will be content with the 3 hours I invest watching it in cinematographic glory.
and you just miss so much.
I don't
Paul.
get Daniel Radcliffe if I read the book.
It's not about
I don't get
Daniel
Emma
Radcliffe.
Watson.
I do like Emma Watson, but
Of course you do.
so
But I'm just telling you, like, I'd prefer to be entertained visually versus reading a book for
Well,
days.
it's all in my
reads
head.
books all the time, and if she enjoys that, it's great.
The
I don't care.
imagination part
That's
of
what
it,
she
yeah.
enjoys. I no longer. There was books back in the day that I enjoyed reading. I just don't anymore, man. I
Yeah.
just don't. And maybe if I gave it a shot again, I would. But like Shane said, if I get home from work and we're sitting on the couch and I start reading a book, I'm knocked the fuck out. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed, and I don't even want to because
Yeah.
it just knocks me out.
Well, maybe that's the trick to getting your brain to shut off whenever you're ready to go to sleep.
You know what I?
that doesn't work for
Hey,
me, unfortunately.
you know what I
usually.
did the other
Yeah,
night
me
though?
either.
I just want to read the whole book.
We finished playing Fortnite the other night, and I wasn't feeling tired, but I was like, I need to go to sleep. And I'm not saying our show's that boring. I'm just
You
saying.
listen to the
I
show.
left my headphones.
Listen to the show.
I kept my headphones on in bed just to have something to occupy my mind and not keep my wheels spinning. And I fell asleep pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't use this to fall asleep.
Yeah, please.
Branson, please delete this part of the episode.
All right.
What's your
So
book
my
now,
books.
Kyle?
So it's hard to say one book because I don't know if you've all figured out, but I'm a pretty avid reader.
Wait,
Okay.
really? What?
Yeah.
Passions of the Christ.
No.
That's the Bible.
Yeah, I could say the Bible, but I'm not going to. It's more like an author.
Okay.
Okay. There's an author. Her name is Madeline L'Engle. You've probably heard of her
Yes.
because you've probably heard of her for like A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a series, but it's not. I like that series a lot. But she's that series, and she's got this Vicky Austin series and this Polly O'Keefe series, and they all kind of are part of the same world, sort of. But anyway, Madeline L'Engle is a very deep thinker, and she interweaves all of these are all young adult fiction books, and she interweaves legit science into her fantasy, but they're like the edges of science, right? Like Wrinkle in Time, they talk about it like a tesseract, right? And you move from large distances by doing however that works. But I don't. And so
Science.
yeah, but
Science
but
shit.
she's so real with her characters about what they deal with. They don't, it's not. It's deep, but not so deep that you can't just enjoy it on a light level. And I read it every few years. I kind of read them again because I get different things for them. There's value for someone reading it as a kid, and then I'll read it again, and there's more that I never got as a kid because I don't have the experience.
Deeper pieces of it.
And identifying with the teenagers when I was a teenager, and now identifying with the parents or the grandparents even, and just taking care of parents taking care of their kids and taking care of
Like seeing
their
yourself
parents.
and the other characters.
And
Yeah.
she's just gets into the details of how people how people experience these things, like we're talking about with some of our things. And it's just been some of the best ones are Ring of Endless Light or A House Like a Lotus or the Wrinkle in Time series is good, but they are just applicable to life in a really approachable way. And when I feel like I have to grow up a little bit, I read them again, and I always get something new from them.
That's good for you, Kyle.
And so that is the
So definitely impactful.
Yeah.
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 Man, I just
And-
hate reading books.
And I try to get my kids to read them, and Katie would not read them. I try to get my brother and sister to read them when they would not read them, but Samantha has actually started to read them or has read a bunch of
Nice.
them. And so that's been really good to have kind of a connection with her on that. So
Yeah. So, Paul, you're saying that you don't really like to read because it puts you to sleep. So, and you enjoy movies or TV more.
I do.
So, as far as movies, what are some movies that just give you the feels?
Oh, field movies. Now, this is a part I don't really feel comfortable talking about. If you're talking about like emotional feels,
Yeah, or just like warm fuzzies, or it makes you feel good.
number
you
one,
know?
number one on that list. I remember it from years ago. My Girl.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Was a very emotional
Classic.
movie for me.
Yeah.
Number two, probably not the most popular on everybody's list, but it made me sad. Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
no, I see that. That's
And-
good.
No.
Uh-huh.
That's
I mean,
good.
I thought
Good movies.
I thought Will Smith sold it really well in that movie, and it made me feel sad at times and happy
my
to others,
gosh, yeah.
sad at times and happy to others again. And this might be more controversial because some people don't think she's good at her talent, but I think she's also a really good actor, and I think he's a good actor. And that's Bradley Cooper and
Oh, yes.
Lady Gaga.
Oh,
in
Stars
Stars
Born.
Born.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
that
very
was-
man, that made me very emotional. I mean, I'm not gonna say I cracked a tear because I won't do that, but it made me feel a certain way, and I did feel like crying at the time.
Yeah.
So those three movies are the first three that come off the top of my head. I'm
Man.
sure there are others, but those three are have emotional points in the movies.
Oh yeah, those are definitely good ones.
Let's say My Girl.
He
I mean, I
needs
was
his
young
glasses.
when that came out.
He can't see without his glasses.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Ugh.
He went back for that ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Shane?
So Paul actually went with the hard pivot there when he said Bradley Cooper, because I thought he was going to say one of the ones that I like, and I'm pretty sure
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Bradley Cooper and my second love, Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Linings Playbook. Like, I don't know. There's something about that movie. Like, he did a very good job in the role that he played. She played a great role. She did a great job in her role that she played. I don't know. It's just the fact that, like it says, like, even in the shittiest times of your life, if you look for it, you will always find the silver lining.
I think it's terrible that Bradley Cooper has a bad rap amongst a lot of people. They don't respect him as far as his talent goes because some of the characters he's played. But if 90% of his movie, I wouldn't say 90%, let's say 70% of his movies have an emotional part to it.
Yeah.
And like, even if he's in a movie involving his character being involved in war in a theater somewhere, in combat, he does a really good job.
Yeah.
Katie does not like Bradley Cooper.
I do. I don't think he gets enough credit.
I don't either. And I thought in that movie, we watched it.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't one of my favorite movies. And then in A Star Is Born, it like opened my eyes to the kind of actor he really is.
Yeah. And I think
Lady Gaga too.
for me, obviously, I like Silver Lining Playbook a lot more just because it's Jennifer
Jennifer
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
That's my girl.
Yeah,
You like to
Jennifer
watch her
Lawrence is
move.
Cool.
Yes. And then the other one, like, I was actually thinking about this when I watched it, but then also as we just mentioned it, it's another Bradley Cooper movie. However, it's not probably one that you guys are going to think about. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Dude.
Whenever
Anything Guardians.
So, only because finding the origin of Rocket. I mean, spoiler alert if anybody hasn't seen it.
It was a hard one to watch.
Yes, and that's all I'm gonna say. Like,
It
it's really emotional.
Yeah. And they were just creatures.
Yeah, and
But
I
you
think,
felt so much for them.
and I think it's because of what Rocket went through is why it was so depressing, and and the fact that he hates everybody, and he never really realized that the other people of the Guardians love him and they want to take care of him, and even whenever he's being a complete asshole to them, like they still care about him. Like he didn't see everything that's happening because he was messed up. But that's another one that I really love. Like I watched it and I cried in the theater just because I don't know. As I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit more loosey goosey with my emotions in
That's
theaters,
okay.
which I'm totally fine with. I'm very comfortable to say that I cry during movies. I don't care.
Me too. I do.
I have a chicken heart, so like I'll admit that I'll cry at certain things. And then my one more real quick. It's Stardust. It's just a good feel good romance / comedy adventure about a star that falls from the sky and the sun's trying to return her. It's Claire Danes and some other guy, and he's just trying to make sure that Claire Danes can get back up to the sky, and then they fall in love, and he ends up going up to the sky with her at the end of their life. So yeah, it's just finding true love and being happy with them,
Yeah.
making sure they accentuate their best qualities.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What about you, Kyle?
yeah.
Well, any movie like Where the Red Fern Grows or Old Yeller
Oh,
or
gosh.
anything where there's the characters build a relationship with a dog.
I understand, like Cujo.
Homeward Bound even. No, Cujo's a little different.
I'm making a
but-
joke of it.
But even Homeward Bound, where the poor
Homeward
dog
Bound.
gets
Gremlins?
injured.
Yeah.
A little different, but
Oh.
Gizmo's good.
Hey, sad one. Milo and Otis.
Yeah.
When they get
Oh,
separated.
yeah.
Anything like that,
Gotcha.
I will not watch them more than once because
Marley and Me.
Yeah, all of that.
Marley Me's got a sad part, yeah.
Because I just have a soft spot for animals when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I just can't. Which is why Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is so hard for me too.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd known what I was getting into when I saw that one. I saw it in the theater, and you're stuck in the theater, right? And you can't be like, oh wow, I'm not ready for this. You're there, you paid for it, you got to go
You're in
through
it. Yeah.
And so there's that. That's that whole category. But my first thought to this question, and it's a kind of a little known movie, but maybe you've heard of it. It's called Elizabethtown.
Oh,
Yes.
It's got Julia Stiles and Orlando Bloom. It came out right after my dad started. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and he had started showing deterioration from the disease. And he still lived for like another 7 years or something like that. But there was a kind of death towards what the future was going to be if he hadn't had Parkinson's, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't going to watch my kids grow up all the way. And this movie, and it happens right at the beginning, so it's not a big spoiler, it starts where Orlando Bloom's character, his dad, died. And he's actually losing his job too. He made a giant mistake at his job, and he's losing his job, and he's got to figure out how to deal with that. And this all kind of came out at a time when I had to deal with my dad, in a way, dying or starting his process of dying, right? And it just hit me so hard in a meaningful way. And if I'm in the right mood, I watch it. But I have to be in the right mood for that kind of thing. But I love the movie because I love Julia Stiles as an actress, and I love Orlando Bloom as an actor. And I just think it's a really good, thought-provoking, heartfelt movie. And he works through his grief, and I love it.
Yeah.
And also, I can't watch it with people that I'm not comfortable being able to cry around.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It gets you. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Marley and Me was one of mine that I thought about because, gosh, animals, you know. And I'm not going to be able to watch that one again for a long while since we just lost our dog.
Right.
So that'll be too raw. But one that I feel like takes me on an emotional roller coaster through the whole thing is Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's
a good
got the
one.
comedy pieces, it's got the feel goods, you know, but then it's also got the sad parts, you know, with his mom and then Jenny. So that one always is like, oh, you know, and the way he loves his boy, you know, and he just, that part, you know, whenever he's taking care of his son is just, you know, the most feel good part of it, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a
that
great
was the
one.
couple that I thought about.
Can I give you a quick fun fact about Forrest Gump? So I saw it recently on an Instagram reel. Yeah, going back to Instagram. Tom Hanks was doing an interview. Like, it's a pretty popular like talk show over in Great Britain, and they were talking about like him doing Forrest Gump. And I guess when they were working on filming, they were trying to get the boy who played Forrest as a young kid. They were trying to get him to speak more Northern English, even though they were in Alabama. The boy was actually from Mississippi, and he was talking, and Tom was talking to the boy and also talking to the director, and he was just like, Tom goes, no. Don't make him change his voice. Make me change. Like,
I've seen this.
and it's like, and he's like, no, that's gonna be too difficult. He goes, no, I'll just hang out with the kid, and I'll just. So like he hung out with the
he
kid,
adopted his accent.
and he adopted his accent to be like the kid, and it's like that's so cool. Like
Tom Hanks is a quality guy.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, love Tom
yes,
Hanks.
don't hit his wife if you're a paparazzi with his camera, because he's gonna beat your ass.
Like I said, he's a quality guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's had a lot of good movies.
I love Tom Hanks. He's a quality actor in my book.
Castaway, Captain Phillips, and all that stuff.
Oh, he's got so many
good.
good
Big.
movies.
Big is probably before your time?
No, I love Big. Love it.
Yeah, Big
Love
is
the
good.
piano scene. I mean, that was also where I saw
But,
my.
but did you get to see it in the theater?
I didn't get to see it in the theater.
I cannot remember, Kyle, to be honest. That was like 87, 88?
It was early.
I don't know.
I'm just
but
saying we were around for it. We had the opportunity, and
Yeah.
some of us didn't.
I mean, like, I remember watching movies. We talked about this few episodes ago. I remember watching movies as old as, like, Secret to My Success with Michael J. Fox at the theater. It was a drive-in theater in Granite City, Illinois. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I can't answer that. I really don't know. I remember watching Pretty Woman at the drive-in theater when it came out in 1990.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I was pretty young for that, but I was like, damn, she looked good. You know, I was 9.
I was gonna say
No,
at
I didn't hate
1990.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
Didn't hate it.
I started touching myself that night.
Hey, I mean,
Alright.
not to get that graphic, but
I'm kidding, folks. I'm
but
kidding.
Big was
I waited
the,
another year.
Big was the first movie that I was just like, oh, girls have bodies that I'm attracted to, and I was just like, all right, and that's why my parents got rid of the movie because they were like, you're too young to be knowing about this. I was like, all right, sounds good.
Well, Big was quality because he's going through what every boy his age is going through, but he's in a man's body
I know,
with full-grown women
I know.
chasing
Anyway.
after him. It was pretty good.
Yes, it was a great movie.
It was
I
a
love
dream.
I love it.
Well, that's a great segue into our next piece. We're going to play some Never Have I Ever.
Oh goodness.
And
Need
we're
to
going to
drink of water for this.
Going to go through 10 different questions. And each of us can pick out which question we want to ask. And then each of us are going to answer yes or no if we've done it. And then the penalty for the person with the most yeses will be that they have to elaborate on their answer of the question of the group's choice.
Mm-hmm. And we know who
And I'm
that's
sure we're all
gonna
going
be.
to pick the very easy one.
Of
Right?
course, right?
Yes.
I'm going to.
So I'll start us off with one, and it's kind of basic.
It's mid.
It's mid.
All right.
Never have I ever gone skinny dipping.
Oh, I've definitely done that. Paul
Okay.
signs up.
Paul says yes.
I
No,
have.
I haven't.
I
You've
have.
never
Shane says
taken
no.
your underpants off in the water at any point.
No, I was too nervous to show my naked body in front of the girls.
Have you ever made love in the water?
Yes.
So you've been skinny dipping.
Not in the bathtub.
Okay. So
The
that's
only-
the only place in the bathtub?
Yes.
You've never had sex in a lake or nothing like that?
Nope.
Okay.
I've not
Kyle
ever had
says
sex in a
yes.
lake, but I have gone skinny dipping.
All you have
I
to
mean,
answer is, have you gone skinny dipping? That's all you have to say.
I called it skinny dipping, so yes. I was in my underwear. Does that
No.
count?
That's not skinny.
No.
Nope. That's just swimming.
Because a
Damn,
bathing suit and
I might
underwear
win this
pretty
shit.
much
Or
cover all the
lose.
same parts. So
Okay. Yeah, so, well, no.
Unless you had no clothes on other than socks, you were not skinny
Yeah, so
dipping.
It's
that's-
never been dark outside and you get into a body of water naked.
With nothing on. Okay, well, it's a no for me then,
All right.
technically. Yeah.
That sucks. I don't want to be the
Paul and-
loser here.
Paul and Kyle on the
All right.
board.
We going to the naughty list.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Oh, you were there too. That was the naughty list.
No.
Oh,
wasn't.
this one's similar though. It just says with someone else. So
Oh.
I don't go by myself. You know what I mean? That sounds ignorant.
Like, I've never even... Oh, I'm going to go jump into the pool naked because no one's around. No, I'm not going to do that.
Ooh.
What's the fun of that? Just get in the bathtub then.
there's more room to swim in the pool. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't
This
swim.
is
in
only,
by
I know
myself.
this
That's
is only
fun.
going to apply to a couple people, so I feel comfortable for me and Kyle in this situation.
Oh, okay. Great.
Never have I ever used a dating app for a casual hookup.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I have not.
That's a negative for Paul.
That's a no for me, too.
Okay.
It wasn't an app. It was
Tallied
an
up,
internet
Kyle.
site.
Ooh, technicalities.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Technicalities. I'll admit it. I was on Tinder. I was on Bumble. I was on Hint.
I
Oh, gosh,
totally
we're gone.
appreciate the
I did not
technicalities.
use an app.
Are we on Chrome?
I had it handed
It's
to you
on
with
my
the list.
Gmail.
Well, your finger swiped it away, Paul. All right, let's see. Let's pick this poison.
Pick
That's
that.
two
poison,
questions so far.
boy. We got
We got
8
10.
more.
Eight more, yep.
Jesse's winning right now with 0.
Jesse's winning with
This
0,
is definitely unexpected.
which
folks.
was not our prediction before we started this podcast.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
These naughty ones.
It's all right, you have time to rally.
they're not very naughty, really.
No,
though.
they're kind of
They're
poo-poo
basic.
Poo poo dipes.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
No,
they're
they're-
not very naughty.
All right, we're gonna go to a basic one.
Come on, boy.
Never have I ever danced in the rain.
I've definitely danced in the rain.
Yes.
I have, yeah.
I have not.
Okay,
All right. So
I've danced in the snow.
Point
That is
for me.
not the rain.
I've definitely danced in the rain,
yeah.
like an idiot.
Does
Let's
running through the rain count?
see.
No, 'cause-
I mean, I'm got to follow the pattern at least and do the naughty ones. So
You don't have to.
no, but I will. I'm what I'm
All
doing.
right, go for it. Hit me with your best shot.
I said, "Hit me with your best shot."
What about hippies?
Branson, cut that part out.
Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Yeah, these
Come
are
on, Kyle.
these are fairly tame naughty ones.
Yeah, they're very tame.
They may be a little edited.
You
Dang it, Joel.
You eliminated some of them.
She said she. Yeah, she
told
said
you
she
I
did
did.
before we started.
All the ones that applied to you.
No, just
right.
ones that
I'm
I
blaming
didn't
this on the
think-
producers.
All right.
This is bogus. This thing's set up, Kyle.
Never have I ever been caught by someone during intimate moments.
That's a no for me.
That's tough because, okay, does this count when your daughter knocks on the door and says, "Mommy, are you okay?" Does that count?
Did she open the door
No,
and come
no,
in?
no, no, no.
That
She
I
never
don't think
entered
that
the door.
counts. I
She
don't
just
think that
heard some
counts.
noises. Mom sounded distressed, and she asked if she's okay with a concerned voice.
If she didn't open the door, then I don't think it counts.
Oh.
That's my interpretation.
She
but
thought
we'll-
Mom was being beat, and Mama was being beat.
but only in a good way, right?
Right.
So
That's
Sure,
right.
Kate's gonna love listening to this one.
Katie will get a laugh because that is fact. That's what happened. And it wasn't that long ago. Maybe 6 months ago.
okay,
Yes.
Jane. Yes. Yes is the answer to me. Yes.
So mine was a no, right? Because she never came in.
Correct.
Yours was a no, and Jesse's was a no, right?
Okay, I'm gonna go tame since we're keeping with the pattern, and this will be question 5. Never have I ever broken a bone. And that's a no for me.
I've definitely broke bones.
Yes.
I have not broken a bone.
Never? None of y'all?
I've never.
Have never broke a
bone.
freaking bone?
I said
Nope.
yes.
Oh.
Shane did.
I've broken a thumb. I've broken
How can you guys
both my
not break
wrists.
bones? I broke multiple bones.
They're not
I
adventurous.
take
face,
care. I
my
take care of
hands.
my bones.
Man, sometimes you gotta let those bones break, bud.
And I was a rough kid too. I don't know how I didn't break stuff.
I've sprained things, but I have not
I've
broken.
never even sprained something.
I sprained
Kyle.
my pinky toe once, and it hurt like hell. But
Okay, here we go.
Go for it.
Never have I ever been part of a friends with benefits situation.
Yes.
Kyle.
I've not been part of a friends with benefits situation.
Yes, I have.
They thought so. I was just banging them. It's a no for me.
But isn't that
But you were
Wait a
friends.
minute. Wait a minute.
That's
Were
a
you-
yes.
That's a
Were you-
yes.
That's a
We
yes.
were friends.
Were
I
you-
was macking.
And you
We
had
hooked up.
benefits.
Were you friends? Yes or no?
Not before
Were-
macking.
Were you friends? Yes or no?
Not before macking.
Did
I'm
you talk?
saying-
Were you friends
Did you
after
talk to
Mac?
them?
We didn't have a friendship relationship outside of me trying to hook up with them.
Okay, let me ask you a clarifying question. So you weren't
But-
friends
So
before.
many
Wait,
technicalities.
you weren't friends before. Then you hooked up. Were you friends between the time you started and the time this arrangement ended?
Negative. It was
So
all
booty call.
flirtation.
So it was a booty
Just
call.
hooking
yes,
up.
yes.
It was literally a booty call.
Okay,
you
so
never.
it's a booty
Yeah.
call,
Okay.
not a friends with benefits.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
No friends with
Fair.
Benz.
No friend.
Kyle, I'm just gonna pass it to you. 'Cause I already have.
But
my
I knew
next
that
one
was a secure one.
planned out.
Someplace.
Never have I ever peed in the pool.
We all have.
Oh, no, I haven't. I have not. As honest to God,
liar.
I have not.
You're a liar.
I have.
I
I'll tell you that.
guarantee
I'm
when
totally
you were a
fine.
Yes,
kid,
I will
I have-
always.
you
pee
pissed
the
in that pool, Kyle.
All right, let me say this.
I'll pee.
I
in
have
in
no
Paul's pool.
recollection of doing it.
I will stand next to you, make eye contact, and piss in that pool.
Hey Kyle,
That's a yes for me.
I
if you
may or
didn't
may
do
not
it.
have done that myself.
We piss on each other in the river all the time. Jesse,
Now,
me, you, and Kyle and Katie. We're like,
it's
I'm
Joel,
peeing.
not Kyle. Joel, not Kyle.
Don't break eye contact. Yes.
Yeah, Joel, not Kyle. Yeah, because Kyle's
I'm
not
just
been
saying.
in that situation.
I
with
pee
us, but-
in Paul's pool.
You what?
You heard me.
You what?
all that,
I have
all that
peed
work
in
you do
Paul's
to get your
pool.
pool clean.
I am not.
Shane is fucking
Gue-
it up.
Guess who's not opening this pool solo this year?
That's fine. That is fine. I'll still come pee in it.
Hey, I welcome you to pee in my pool. We can put plenty of chemicals in it, so it should be fine.
Yeah, that's why I tell Bo not to swallow the
And
pool
about
water.
28,000
I just
gallons
peed in
of
it.
water, it should dilute it pretty well.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And if you're a healthy person, your urine should be sterile.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you get my yes answer?
Hey,
to
I got
Kyle?
this. Before you go on, I want to ask
did.
another question. This has nothing to do with this question, but I want to ask a generalized question. Because this came up one day at work, and some people thought this was really fucking gross or weird. Is it okay to pee in your shower?
Absolutely.
It is okay.
It
Yeah.
is okay.
I 100% agree.
And you should.
And I got at a 50% polled, or out of everybody polled, 50% said there's no freaking way I'll ever pee in my shower. I'm like, what do you mean? It goes
As long
down
as the
the
water's
drain.
as long as the water's running and moving things around,
Yeah.
then that's
Yeah.
fine.
Apparently, 50% of people think that's a very weird thing to do.
It kills foot fungus.
They think it's very dirty.
Well,
Well,
I don't
they're
know
really
about your
dirty.
science, Shane, but
but here, you know what? I never did until I read something like what you were, some poll that someone did, and I thought I never thought about that.
it seems
That
so
makes
natural
so
for me.
much sense because then I don't. All right, this is going to sound very much like frugal Kyle. Then I don't have to flush the toilet and waste all the water flushing the
'cause you're
toilet
already in the
I can
water.
save the penny, the 1.5 cents for not flushing the toilet.
And you're washing yourself at the same time. It goes right down the drain.
100%.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
There's no reason not to.
I think
Yes.
they're
There's
lying.
no reason not to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So people that say they don't do it, I'm with Shane. I think they're liars.
I don't think they're lying. I don't necessarily think they're lying, but because I never did until someone had suggested
So
it
instead,
to me.
you're saying they're wasteful and they're killing.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
earth.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
so does that mean they get out of the shower to pee and then get back in
No,
the
they
shower?
just don't. They pee before they
They'll-
get in the
they'll
shower.
pee before
Or
they get in.
after.
I do both. I'll pee before I get in, and I still have to pee again.
Well, I don't have to. You got a bladder
Yeah. The size
that's
of
not
a
like
pea.
mine, so
Well, it's because the temperature change.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah,
Well,
I guess.
I enjoy my shower pees.
I love them. They're the best.
Sometimes me and Katie be in the shower together. We'll pee at the same time,
why not?
and I enjoy it. I look in her eyes, and we just let it go.
Why not? Why not? I
This is
I
getting
can't
real.
say that Sarah and I have ever done that, but why not?
Kyle,
Hey, bud.
next question,
It's
please.
so romantic.
It's the small things in a marriage, Kyle. It's the bond. It's the glue that keeps us together.
I'll have to rectify that so we can get
like,
closer
is-
together,
I'm
like
like-
you and Kate.
I'm like,
so.
Katie, is it warm? Do you like it?
No, it smells funny. Oh, yeah, I had asparagus last
Is it
night.
is it as good for you as it is for me?
The answer is no.
All right.
No, she usually just smacks me.
All right, Kyle.
All right.
Question 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone so fast.
All right. Never have I ever flirted with someone to get what I want.
Does sex count as what I want?
Yes.
Sure it
Okay.
does, if that's what
Okay.
you wanted.
Whatever your ambition is at the time.
Yes.
Shane says yes.
I'm 100% yes.
Paul says yes. Jesse?
Yes. Jesse's a yes.
Oh, we'll let Jesse answer for herself.
Well,
She knows it.
I guess probably.
Yes. That's a yes.
I'm a flirtatious person anyway, so I would assume yes.
You're
I was-
assuming yes, but you can't remember a time?
Yeah, I don't know like a specific time.
Is this just a way, in case you lose, for us to not pick this question for you to have to explain?
No, I just don't know. I really don't know of
I
a
wouldn't pick this one to
particular
explain.
time. Yeah, I really don't know.
Is yes for me also.
We all
Okay.
have, because that's what we do as humans.
Yeah, I would say yes. was probably-
Follow up question, though. How old were you the first time you did it?
I would say I was 16.
No, Jesse has
I
no
don't remember.
recollection. What about you, Shane?
It was probably in college or something like that. Like I wasn't a teenager.
You don't remember hanging out with a girl in your teens and just complimenting her or saying something to try to persuade?
So I'm not using that
to like you?
flirtations as like in high school, because in high school, like I flirted with a girl because I want to date her. Like that's why you flirt, is because you're trying to get to know them more. So I'm not including that. I'm saying something beyond that. Like, am I flirting with them just purely to get in their pants? Am I flirting with them just to, get a ride from them, like to my house or something like that? I'm flirting with them to get like a drink at a bar. Like
I've
that's what I'm
never
using.
flirted for a mode of transportation. I've never done that.
I'm just saying as an
Just an
example.
example, yeah.
Yeah. But have I flirted with a girl to get in her pants? Yeah.
100%.
100.
So I was 14. And again, I don't have a good imagination apparently, but when people suggest things to me, like peeing in the shower, I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. So this one girl flirted with me to allow her to copy off of my test in social studies in 8th grade. And then I realized that is
Powerful tool.
a way to get what you want. Hooray! And so I used it for other things I wanted. So yeah.
Mystery unlocked.
So 14.
I used to get dinner. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I can't use
I
it.
get it's probably different for women versus men though.
Say more.
You-
Say more.
Are a strong woman, though.
Continue the
And,
joke.
and you...
I think it probably is.
Know what
though.
you want.
That's
not
what I'm
even
saying,
a joke.
It's
like-
100% yes.
I think it's
You manipulated
easier
men.
for women to flirt to get what they want than it would be for a guy to flirt to get what he wants.
Well, I'm going to challenge you on the word easier a little
Okay.
bit, or push
Okay.
back a little bit
Yeah.
on the word easier. I think the way women can flirt to get what they want when dealing with a guy is going to be completely different most of the time from how a guy would flirt with a woman to get what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So I think lots of guys, especially younger guys, but frankly, even us old folks, are very visually stimulated or touch-based stimulated, right? Girls, in my experience, are more compliments, are more attention, are more...
Well, you're
and so
talking
it's-
about love language
I'm talking
to me.
a little bit about love language. Yeah, it's kind of, there's kind of overlaps
But
there.
I'm gonna challenge you back.
Absolutely. I
Words
love
of
it.
Because
affirmation.
I'm a little
is
different because I'm a humor and charisma person.
Yeah.
Those are like if you can
Charm.
make me laugh and you are charming, those are key ones for me.
You got to have that riz.
You gotta have the riz, man, all day.
You know, every
Yeah,
time
but
I use
not
the word riz, my kids cringe, and I love it.
I love it too. No cap. Yeah, but
Big true.
not too much on the riz though, because like there's an excess
Sure.
that like there's a line.
There
Too
can
much-
you know?
moderation in all things,
Too much
right?
hubris.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretentious.
But I'm gonna give
We can
y'all.
go through the vocabulary if you'd like.
I'm gonna give y'all a freebie on the
Okay.
9th question, which is my question.
Mm.
Never have I ever kissed someone of the same gender.
Never.
Oh, I have not.
On the lips, on the cheek.
Oh, I've kissed Joel on his cheek.
Okay, yeah. Let's specify. What do you mean?
Because that would technically be.
I'm interpreting that as
It's probably an implication of on the lips.
I assume something more passionate.
And
like
on the lips.
Lip contact.
Yeah,
Oh, then yeah, no.
Never.
that's a yes for me. So I'm giving you a freebie. How about
I
that?
knew that.
Does that make
though.
you happy, Paul?
I knew it was a positivity. And I get the last question, folks. It's
That's
going
right.
to be a naughty.
Number 10.
Whatever's left.
10. Fucking 10.
We're going to pause for a second while I peruse the questions.
Jesse, that freebie might just put you over the top there.
No
Uh-oh.
way.
Uh-oh.
Are you serious?
No.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I was like, what? There's no way. I've said yes to like 3 of them.
I just wanted to see
Y'all have
how
been-
you'd react.
Y'all have been yes like the whole time.
Let's be real. I'm going to be the one explaining something, and I'm totally okay with it. My life is an open book.
Yeah.
We might need a tiebreaker question.
I think most
Yeah?
of us are going to answer.
Okay.
I think most of us are going to say yes on this one. Never have I ever used food during intimate activities.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It's all 100% yes.
It's a yes.
Whipped
for me.
cream, chocolate, something, cherries.
It's an easy yes.
It's an easy yes.
Yeah.
Kyle, you?
I need to think about that for a minute.
You've never used food during
Whipped
a
cream,
sexual activity?
chocolate.
Nah, let's be real. Kyle's used
You,
clam chowder. Let's be real.
I like extra.
Gross.
I like extra seafood on my vagina.
The answer is yes, but I had to think about it for a minute.
Okay, so that's done deal.
The answer
Some-
is yes.
Some edible panties.
I've not done the edible panties. Is that a recommendation?
Oh, they're
No.
like fruit loaf or fruit,
Fruit
roll-ups,
roll-up,
man.
yeah.
Roll-ups?
Okay, so where are we at on our totals there, Kyle?
All right. Well, let's see. Let's add them up. So after 10 rounds, Jesse had 6 points.
Okay.
That
That's a
sounds
winner.
dangerous.
Paul had
Please.
6 points. Shane had 7 points. And
Scandalous.
Kyle had 5 points.
He came in the lowest,
So the
as
winner,
predicted.
but not super low.
Yeah,
But as
not
predicted.
super low.
That's
So
Yeah.
I warned you that
You
don't assume
Two,
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
two things you couldn't recall specifically, right?
What
Yeah,
could-
there was-
Food thing.
Well, no, I've recalled it now. I had to
Okay.
think through it. So
Yeah.
that one,
Was it a good recollection?
sure, but it was,
Okay.
It's
But-
back in the bank.
but it was a,
He's going to use it tomorrow night. Don't you worry.
but it was, but listen, it was a solo recollection.
Oh.
Yeah.
You use whipped
Oh.
cream on yourself?
What?
Sure, why not?
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Hey, I've never done that.
Alrighty
Did you
then.
take some whip off your dick?
I did not. I
Paul,
just
We didn't,
lubrication.
he,
This is
he
not- he's
didn't
a-
lose.
He didn't lose.
didn't
I
lose.
lost.
Oh, you're right. You don't have
He
to
doesn't
explain.
have to
You don't have to explain.
elaborate. What
Oh, gosh.
question do we want Shane to
You fucked
elaborate?
a pie, didn't you?
I did not.
Stop asking. You don't have to say anything, Kyle. Plead the fifth.
bro.
Remember I said I was
Hey, do I
getting
need
rid
to-
of the shame thing, right?
Kyle.
Getting rid of
Yes.
the shame thing,
Yeah.
right?
If you'd
Yeah.
like, I can read you your rights.
American Pie
the
for
fifth.
real.
I'm all good. I won't say
You have
things
the
I
right
don't
to an
wanna say.
attorney.
So, what question do we want Shane to elaborate on as his penalty?
I mean,
Oof. I don't know what all he said yes to, so we'd have to ask the man, Kyle.
Well, I didn't.
My vote is for the intimate moment. Him getting caught
It's probably his
during an
mom.
intimate moment. That's my vote.
I bet it
Whatever
was
you
his
guys-
mother. That's an easy answer, I think.
So what's your vote?
No, you go ahead and ask.
no, you guys
It's a group.
You
It's a
guys can
group
figure it out. It's a
decision.
group decision.
No, I think it's a fair enough question.
What were the other
But I
questions?
just got a feeling.
We had. You want naughty ones? I'm assuming.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah. We had the
I want to talk about the naughty ones.
we had the skinny dipping one.
Which he said he has not.
I have
really
not done that one.
Kiss
Yeah.
the same gender.
He
Have
didn't
not
do
done
that
that
one.
one.
Caught during intimate moment.
I have.
one,
That
yeah.
has happened.
Food during intimates.
Yes, I have.
Flirted with someone to get what they want.
Yes.
Those two don't
Um,
interest me. The last two. So
There's one
What's the
about
other
the
one?
Friends with Ben's or something like that.
There
which
was a Friends with Ben's, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I think most
using-
people
part
are
of a Friends with Ben's.
knowledgeable about that. So
Oh,
let's go back. I think you had the right
Or
one.
the
Used
dating
a
app.
dating app.
yeah.
I think you have the right one, Jess.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
mom.
Your
Yeah,
mom.
I need that. 100%.
Was it you by yourself?
Oh yeah, 100%. She didn't even knock. She just walked right in, and I was like, "What the? Get out of here!"
Was there food involved, like Kyle?
He's pleasuring himself with apple pie sauce or some shit. I don't know.
Let's just say this was.
Get out of here, Mom. I'm enjoying my lasagna. I don't know.
No, it was during cleanup, so it was even worse.
Oh.
Oh.
There
Well,
you
at least you finished first.
go. Barely.
That's true.
Like,
I mean,
I'm-
how disappointing
At
if
least
you're
you
in
didn't
the
get
middle.
barely.
Oh,
She didn't get to see
no.
your O face.
Yeah, she doesn't need to see those vinegar strokes.
I'm just saying. It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. It was pretty bad.
And your mom to this day knows what your dick looks like.
Your
as a
mom
grown man.
edged you.
No, she didn't see anything. She didn't see that because I was like quickly like turned and yeah, she didn't see that.
Get out of here, Mom.
I basically fell off the bed.
I'm trying to read a book.
There were no books involved that night.
Just your imagination.
No, there was a cell phone out.
Oh.
I might have been sexting somebody.
Oh, okay.
You and your cell phones, man.
Yeah.
She wanted to, so I was like, not she. The girl I was texting. The girl I was texting.
Just
Not
to-
me.
Mom
Just
wanted
to
to
be
see
fair.
it.
No, let's just clarify.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear, the girl wanted.
I'll
to.
say, your mom wanted to see it?
Well, that was fun.
I was actually hoping for something a little more exciting than your mom.
Oh, do you want some? Oh,
It was. I knew it was going to happen.
A
well,
little more exciting than your mom.
well.
That's
If
just
you, if you
it's
want
just
something more
so
exciting, I can
Hey.
give you.
obvious.
So this
you know?
one time, I was
Yeah.
sitting there masturbating, and Hillary Clinton walks in the door,
That would be an amazing story. That's what I'm talking about.
and she's like,
I'd ask you want to join.
"Save some for me, big guy." And I was like, "No problem, Hillary."
So, do you want something more? I mean, I'll share something pretty wild right now. So because I feel like Kyle got robbed.
You share with you feel like I got robbed because you didn't because your
'Cause you were-
boring story about your mom.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you guys something else so we can save it for another time.
Bring it.
You tell us whatever you want to tell us, man.
All right.
I want you to open up your soul.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I don't care.
Why be
Um,
careful what you're asking for, Paul.
No, it's not gonna be that bad.
I
It's
can
ki-
handle.
but it's bad.
I can handle all of his demons.
Oh, it's bad, but it's not like soul, like
Okay.
opening up my soul.
So it's
So, I was living with my parents. However, it was like in between. Like I was there. What was I doing? Oh, I came home for something. I came home to get a heating pad. And so I was like, "Hey, Mom, where's the heating pad?" She's like, "Oh, it's upstairs in the laundry room." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh,
So-
I know this story.
Oh yeah, you know the story. So I'm going upstairs and my mom's like yelling something at me. I'm like, yeah, like I'm headed up there right now. I'll grab it. I'm like, well, you know what shelf it's on? She's like, I think it's on the third shelf because we have like a linen closet next to the laundry room as well. So I'm like, okay, cool. So and we have like saloon style doors on the laundry room. So I shove them open, and there's my dad in his glory. Doing laundry.
Hey, man.
And I saw it all.
You're born that way. You
But-
die that way.
But the thing was,
Yes, he has a butt.
no, it wasn't a butt. I walked in and I was like, oh God. And I didn't walk away. I turned and shoved my face into the linen closet. And it was
Because
like,
you didn't know where to go.
yeah, because I was like, I'm on a mission to get this. So I grab it, and my dad skirts by and goes, oh, excuse me, pardon me, sorry, and ran down the hall.
Hey,
Yeah, it was
why
really
are-
awkward.
Why are your parents involved in all your sexual expeditions?
That wasn't a sex story. That was literally just my
just
dad
dad
doing
being
laundry.
naked.
And
Hey, I love your dad for doing
he didn't know
laundry
that I was.
naked.
He did not know that I came by,
Yeah.
even though I was yelling at the top.
He was
yelling to my
enjoying
mom.
his freedom as a man in his own house.
Yes, and I am very glad I've never seen it again because that was traumatizing for a 33-year-old man.
So is
So-
he hung?
It was recent.
So
Is Larry
Jesse, if
hung?
you're wondering,
Stop.
if you're wondering what you can do when your kids are out of the nest,
This is my goal.
it's naked laundry. That's what you can do.
It's as big as I remembered as a kid.
Just
Which is how big?
lock the door.
Is Larry well endowed? Cindy had it good. She's
Let's not.
Let's just say
Awkward.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's hard to decide if he's a grower or a shower because it was already pretty.
it's in medium growth already.
yeah,
So he's a mid shower.
yeah. Bro.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Good for you, Larry.
I feel like I've learned
Semi
too much
impressed.
Good. Good.
Semi
good.
impressed.
Yeah. Hey, some people have genetics, bro.
Yeah.
now. The more you know.
And with that,
Well, did you have any other questions for us, Jesse? After that,
No.
I think 90% of this episode is getting deleted.
No, I'm pretty sure Brandon's gonna keep it.
90% of that last story probably should be deleted, but that's okay. Branson, you do whatever you want.
keep
Yeah.
it or throw it. I don't care.
Hey, when you said Larry was there naked and you turned in the linen closet, it was like, I didn't know where that fucking shit was going, man.
No, like any normal human's reaction is probably like, "Oh, I'd probably walk away." Like,
You freaked out.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
panicked. You panicked.
You went in shock mode.
I was like,
You froze.
deer in the headlights. Don't look directly at the train wreck, but you can't look away. It's like,
That's what she said.
yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Friends till the end, best 14 friends.